what's the purpose of going through a physical lifetime except to have the experiences that you're having, to gain the wisdom that you have gained, and primarily to have fun. Ooh, surprising, isn't it? Now, some of you think that trauma and drama is a whole lot of fun. So you do your trauma and drama. So many people think that war and violence is a whole lot of fun. So they play those certain dynamics. But your consciousness of the species is moving to a point where that is no longer becoming acceptable as the consciousness of Gaia grows and changes and becomes more mature. It demands that you grow and change and become more mature. Otherwise, you're just not going to incarnate within this reality any longer. It's not that the dynamics of the third or fourth dimensional experience is going to go away from people and not be available to them. It just may not be available to them within this set, which is, Earth, Gaia, all of that. But, again, we talk about that, and, we're just talking about another aspect of the illusion. Yes, there are understandings to be had. Yes, there's understandings to be had that most of you are not in the third dimensional experience. If you have any belief in spirit at all, any belief in the divine, any understanding of the non-physical, then you are also in a place where you are in a fourth dimensional experience, not a third dimensional experience, because a third dimensional experience cannot accept the concept of the divine. And so you see, there are many people in your world that seem to live very shallow lives. Some people call them NPCs, but it is because they deny those inner dynamics of truth, that sacred I am, that connection with the divine, the connection with all that is, that you are a spark of the divine, that you are, if you understand quantum, you are a quantum experience of the divine. And so the whole dynamic of growth, what this one has done in this lifetime, has spent he spent almost all of his effort in trying to understand, to look at the dynamics of the reflections of reality and to have them make sense in the dynamic of consciousness, in the dynamic of growth. You know, on the one hand, they seem so simplistic and so, what shall we say, black or white, polarities and all. But again, that's where the secret is. Because, let's just take the example, it's a number of you have heard this from us before, but let's take the example of just this past election in the United States. You've got the left and the far left, and you've got the right and the far right, and you've got all of the dynamics of belief that are in between that dynamic. Well, that whole dynamic is a holistic situation. It is a paradoxical one. There are truths in this end of it, and there are truths in this end of it. There are lies in this end of it. There are lies in this end of it. But each one is an extreme. What you've got is the truth of the matter is all of the dynamics of experience and results that have happened in between, as well as the dynamic of the extremes. Can you find what are the truths of this dynamic of energy? Can you find out what the dynamic of the truths of this dynamic of energy is? And can you now understand what the lies are as well? So that you can use the process of assessment. And you realize when you can see and understand all of it holistically, all of it at once, you all of a sudden move out of the linear field, out of the linear, and you move above to a third position that sees the truth and the lies of the whole dynamic as one. And that dynamic is called the sacred I am. You can take that within any context of your life. Where are the extremes? What do you hold on to as a belief for yourself that you are unwilling to move? Where you are just willing, it's your hill, and you're willing to die on it. You know? If you ever want to move out of that dynamic, of that position, that warlike, that polarized position, you have to be willing to look at the other side. You have to be willing to accept the dynamics of the other side. We know there's part of you that just want to puke when you think about that dynamic. And yet, that is just the key for you all, is it not?